What is going on, everybody? I am Antonius the Gamer, back with not another episode of the Gamer Podcast. As you guys may have noticed, we have officially rebranded our name. We are now going forward being known as the Press Start Select Podcast. So I am Antonius the Gamer, host of the Press Start Select Podcast, with my two co-hosts, Super SSS Frank and Mikkel Smith. Fellas, welcome back to another episode. We are on episode 31, I believe. And Mikkel Smith is the forerunner for this week's episode. So I'm going to let you just take it away. We'll follow your lead.
Yes, man. Yeah, boy. All right, well, fellas, we got to get into it. There was a lot of fighting game releases coming up, especially, with Evo on the horizon. But I definitely, we definitely got to get into Naruto. Ant, I guess you and I could really go ham on this at first, like almost after 15 years, Kurenai is here. And, we saw the pictures. We were saying yeah, she's basically pedo Itachi. And that is exactly what she is. And, yes, it's very, a lot of people have been playing with her. She's been getting a lot of views in terms of the videos. But I just can't help but feel like this character just feels too late. Or it was a very, I would say either too late or just here. Like Dragon Ball Z, Fighter Z, rollback. Just here. Now you can shut up. And honestly, that's just how I feel. I kind of felt like a lot of her gameplay, you see a lot of recycled items. Even her team ultimate with Azuma is just okay, this is very straightforward. Oh yeah, he's surrounded by petals, which is supposed to be a genjutsu. But all right. So the purpose of a genjutsu is, what does the person see? And I felt like her being such a very genjutsu master, known for that. Where is it? And also, you also forgot another team ultimate. I just kind of feels like, that particular team just constantly gets shafted. It's
Yes.
Where's the team ultimate with her kids? Yes, technically Hamaru has one, and I think Kakashi has one with the younger versions, I believe so. I have to check and see. But it's just, it's we finally got the final, Jonin captain of, to make the full set complete. But let me get your opinions on her.
Okay. To me, what it reminded me of a lot, I remember us having this conversation, Tim, when it came out. It reminded me a lot when Generations came out, right? And Generations was Cyber Connect 2 was an apology letter for the characters that left out from the initial runs of Ninja Storm, right? So you get Hashirama, you get Tobirama, you got Zabuza, you got Haku. But their movesets were the bare minimum of what you expect from these characters. I'm oh yeah, Zabuza has Water Dragon. Okay, Hashirama has Wood Style. Okay, there was nothing there that felt where is that creative spark given who these characters are, right? I get it. You're trying to pull from the source material, but this is also the first and second Hokage. Meanwhile, you got Minato teleporting all over the stage because you just like him more, right? So there was that aspect for me, and I felt with Kurenai, like you said earlier, it's bro, Genjutsu, your only limit is your imagination. So even if you wanted to go the whole floral petals route, I get it, the tree, the stabbing. It's she's also a ninja who's clearly styled in assassination. You're telling me you couldn't do more? She couldn't stab him, shank him multiple times in the ultimate and then finish him off with one big stab? Nothing? You're just let's just recreate that one time she tried to kill Itachi and failed. And we'll base her entire moveset around that one moment. I've seen more creativity taken with her and Asuma's daughter in the Naruto mobile game online. The daughter can do more. Konohamaru, to your point, can do more. He borrowed the third Hokage's jutsu. He's borrowed Asuma's jutsu with the whole lighter thing and making the thing explode with the ash cloud. It's this was the best. Again, it's not a bad moveset, right? It's not bad. It wasn't basic. Like I said in the group chat, it could have been a super Eno cake for all we know, right? You did enough in terms of what the bare necessities were, but compared to when we got the Sound 4, for example, and yeah, they weren't all bangers. Jirobo and Sakon or Yukon they took it to the extreme. I didn't expect Sakana Yukon to be hitting them with the Jotaro Star Platinum, like or punching to the. I'm like, bro, this is fire. I didn't know y'all
Yes.
had this level of creativity with these characters. That's all the time. Like it felt like okay, you guys have waited this long, let's deliver. But Kurenai, it's like I'm like, okay, this is cool. I'm not mad at it. Right? Like it could have been far worse. I'm like, but again, for a Genjutsu character, it's like you could do whatever you want. Whatever you want. It's just like it just didn't feel like enough. I'm just like, this
Yeah.
will this will do, I guess. And then
Yo,
on top of that, what makes it worse is, like
mm,
we talked about in the group chat, then you complement this with a spirit bomb size
dog, hey, y'all
Rasensu.
boys, y'all boys, y'all boys, y'all boys, yo,
You might as well
flat,
have Naruto go like this and say, see you later.
y'all
At the end.
boys, y'all boys. Naruto, Naruto Hero Storm is coming. Naruto
My
Hero
goodness,
Storm.
bro.
I forgot what I was watching, dog. I said, what's the point of the game, kid? What's the point of the game, dog? Bro? The planet is everything is gone. Everything should be
Yeah,
gone, kid.
yeah.
Everything
What enemy warrants two Buddha-sized statues making a planetary Rasengan?
with
And
the
then
first
the funny,
Hokage.
Yeah.
but then the funny thing about it is like, okay, yes, so Ashura knew like a prototype Rasengan, and of course from
Mm-hmm.
Naruto knows it, but then that does not explain Hashirama. So it's like, yeah, plot armor just for the heck of it. And now that is just making me think, like, okay, now what wildness, what fire and lightning like style madness are we going to expect for,
Oh,
Indra,
Sasuke, Indra, and
Sasuke, and
Madara.
Madara?
Oh,
And it's
they're
like,
gonna split the planet in half. That's what's gonna happen. It's gonna
I,
be
t-
one giant two-tongued sword that splits the planet.
listen, y'all boy. I told y'all it's turning into Naruto Heroes, dog. That's just what it's gonna turn into, man. It's gonna turn into Naruto Heroes. After I saw that, I said, yo, I said they want to work on Dragon Ball Z. That whole
One
staff want to work
thousand
on
percent.
it.
Yeah. No, they
They,
did. Well, they have with the Dragon Ball Z, but they haven't gotten their mind out of Dragon Ball Z. Like they haven't put their Kakarot gameways behind them. Even with what's his name, Hagoromo and his Susan, I'm like, bro, what is this? Let's work together and make. It was just lightning arrow, two gigantic balls of energy. I'm like, this is
it,
ninjas,
it was
ninjas.
reverse. It was draw two, draw four, draw two again, draw four, and endless stack, reverse, skip, draw again. Yeah,
It felt like the ongoing problem we had with the Storm series of like, on one hand, it looks like your creativity has no limits if somebody is a descendant of an alien. But if God forbid, they're ninjas in a ninja game, well, that's their fault. No one told them to not be the descendant of a god. Well, oh, Kurenai, she can only do these pedals. Well, hey, it's not our fault. Talk to the author.
yeah. And then, like overall, especially, since we're going by the leaks, since they've been so far been proven to be true, the next two characters is another Boruto and another
Mm-hmm.
Kawaki. And I just kind of feel like out of like I would rate this first DLC, I would give it a 6, bro. I would
Mm-hmm.
honestly give it a 6. I just kind of felt like once again the pacing for this game is just all over the place because like you literally just put one basically classic ninja and on amongst of these alien hybrid characters, and it's like we're supposed to care for her in a way.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And I just kind of feel like it goes back to the long list of like wasted potential because I still to this day I still feel like Kishina was wasted potential, bro. We
Mm-hmm.
finally got a full fledged Uzumaki character, and you just turn her to pots and pans Sakura.
Outside of her awakening, her awakening is good.
Outside of her awakening, where she does like
The
one
chakra
move,
chains and
and
yeah.
it's like, but like this was the perfect time to really show you like why was the Uzumaki clan feared so much. But it's
Mm.
just like no, and it's just like bro, like you have so much source material, but then you just choose to do this, and it's like where's the passion for the Storm games that was like on the PS2 and the PSP? Because like bro, those were like even just regular attacks, bro. Like they took things to the limit, man.
Mm.
It's just, but now it's just when they hit that next, well, quote unquote PS3 cycle till now, it's just like it's just copy and
The
paste.
love's not there no more.
Like to be honest, like bro, like I felt after Storm 4, that was it for me, bro. Like you cannot keep using this template anymore. Like, no, we're gonna fix the frame rate to up it up a bit. Like, no, bro, it's still the same thing.
Mm.
It's copy and paste. Like you need to revisit these characters. Oh, but then that's not gonna guarantee that they're all gonna make the full roster. I was like, well, take your time. We will wait.
Yeah,
But
it's not an ongoing series at this point. Naruto, as it stands, is done. So you can just
yes.
do whatever.
And then apparently Boruto, y'all don't know what y'all want to do because technically most of the characters that we want, they're technically filler characters since they don't
Mm.
appear in the manga. So like half of his classmates we will probably never see outside of the Shika Chow trio. Outside of
Yeah.
them,
Once
it's
this
like
part is done, I'm going to send you guys this link to. So there's this company that's been working. I think they're based out of China. They've been working on this Naruto online game, right? And they're just been updating every month. I think I sent you guys like a link a couple of months ago where they did like
Mm.
a Rock Lee Bruce Lee homage thing, where like he has
yes.
like the nunchucks. Bro, I watched one of their most recent updates. You want to talk about the love that you were missing, Tim, from Cyber Connect 2? It's there, bro. They have everybody you can think of. They have the bomb user, the blast user from the war that we never got. They have Kinkaku, Ginkaku, with full movesets, full ultimates. They gave Orochimaru his 8-headed serpent as an ultimate jutsu. Jugo has first skill level 2. The Boruto characters, Choji has like a tag ultimate with his daughter where they both use a butterfly ball. I'm like,
Mm.
where is this? Just copy and paste this into the game and I will be happy. I'm like,
No,
this is the love. The love is there.
no,
Like, this is
yeah,
the love
yeah.
that's missing. It was, go
Well,
ahead, Joy.
I
Go
mean,
ahead.
I'm just from like watching I don't know, man. The entire Naruto property is is in shambles, man. Because
Mm,
you're not getting any source of creativity or true passion from the manga of Boruto to keep the energy of what we used to remember alive at all.
mm, mm,
And that is also affecting this because there's no momentum. There's not something to make the developer who's like this on top in front of his computer, like, okay, well, I get paid Monday. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing to get them to even the lore. Y'all have that, and I'm losing my mind. Y'all have all of this lore. Scratch your heads at on the whiteboard, dude. We can't come up with anything. What are you talking about? Go back to the lore. I'm learning that these fighters could do these things in a novel. Come on, come on.
mm.
you know what, Joy?
Like
You made a very fair point. You know where I could tell like Boruto's in trouble, bro. The fact that we've only had one movie. Bro, I remember
Mm.
before like
with help,
Naruto was I remember
with
before
help.
Naruto was even finished. Before Naruto was even finished, bro, we had like 3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
You had the Land of the Snow arc, you had
That's the only one that was good.
Facts. Well, the
yeah,
Boruto movie was good too. I like the Boruto movie
No,
personally.
the Boruto movie made I hate that movie because it made me happy. I was like, man, this is the future of Naruto. I'm signed up. Sign me up.
bait.
Sign me
It
up.
was bait.
Bait,
Mm-hmm.
bait,
It was bait.
bait. Once they told me
Well,
they're
you're
gonna
right.
give us the season again,
Yeah. Everything
yeah,
else, every other Naruto movie, the one that went to the one with the bat people, the one that Tim talked about where like Gara and Kankuro pretty much kill all the villains themselves. That movie was garbage. The what's it called? The Stone Kingdom where they're trying to protect the dad and his son who fires arrows. Garbage. The first Naruto time skip movie where he dies in the beginning. Garbage. The one where they bring back Sasuke for that team up. Garbage. You know what sounded good though? The one where they had all of Konoha trying to rescue Kakashi from the guy that was trying to take all the KK Genkai users. That was kind of alright. It was
Mm.
cool. Then they had Naruto go back in time to fight alongside his dad against a puppet user. Garbage.
I like the lore of that movie. I was like, so his dad was an
Sure.
Ambu. His dad, Choji's dad, and Shino's dad were Ambu Black Ops, and they were on a team together.
But then it goes to Dory's point of like, but that's not the focus of this movie. Of like, hey,
Yeah,
here's this great, interesting thing. Anyway, so yeah,
It don't matter.
Rasengan finish,
It
and
don't
everybody's
matter.
happy.
right.
It
The
don't matter.
Rasengans across time.
Yeah, but
You
we
know
could definitely go
yeah.
ahead. I mean, wait,
No.
because I know Jory is ready for this one. So we could go on to the next female character of
Mhm.
Lydia Sobeska, the warrior prime minister.
Here's the thing, right? And for anybody with a brain, so she was a prime minister, Jin doing all this craziness.
Where are you?
Hold
What
up,
are
no,
you
no,
doing?
yeah, yeah, keep the silence, keep the silence. We
Oh,
a moment of silence. And I'm like, dog, listen, I'm not Shakespeare when it comes to writing. And that's bad. Because now I'm like, okay, so no Miguel. Yeah? No Miguel. No Miguel wants to revenge for his sister. That could have been. Instead, you want to give us a new character when you could have just given us. All right. Okay. And she's nowhere to be found. Now let's get back to gameplay, right? So with the Tekken character, I actually never had a problem with Lydia. I just don't think it was wise to change her hair aesthetically to blonde because her hair was like white, like she was like a super high platinum blonde.
No, she was the typical blonde hair, blue eyes,
She
like her
she was
and
always
her
blonde.
and Luke. Yeah, her and Luke from Street Fighter. They were the typical blonde hair, blue eyed character.
Street Fighter's Five problem was it was just Ultimate Blonde Fighter Five. It was Super Blonde Fighter Five. That's all it was. You know what I'm saying? New
Yeah.
fighter, blonde from Germany. New fighter, blonde from
hmm
Poland. New fighter, blonde from England. You know, whatever.
hmm
But no, I don't have a problem with this character at all. I just story wise, I don't understand certain things that just don't make sense with Tekken, man. Like it's just like, oh, so this person just don't exist no more. They just not here.
Yeah. That's how I felt because, like, when I was like, and when I saw that in the comments, like, people were saying, like, yo, I think she should have been in the story. And it makes sense because, first of all, like, all right, especially to go back to Tekken 7, she was the final character, and you hinted that this character is going to be pinnacle to the story moving forward, but she's not in the story.
And
hmm
she's a
And
prime minister.
And it's kind of like, so we're now in the same position because Tekken is treading on thin ice right now. Now we're paying for another character who is basically that we just literally paid for the last game. And it's like, yeah, I like the island stage. And, I've been seeing like, hey, oh, day, sunset, and night. So no more splitting that up, right?
hmm
I was
Nah.
like,
People's losing their mind. Tim, let me ask you a question because this came up to me when I was in my car while I'm driving.
go ahead.
Do you think? Do you guys care that they're and to my opinion, let me just first say it. Do you care that they reveal first they revealed the season pass? Do you guys care that they reveal each and every one of the characters one by one, or would you rather them show you the entire lineup first of the season pass,
Well,
just so you could know what you're getting?
I prefer that. I prefer that because I feel like, because first of all, yeah, the whole silhouette or not even showing the silhouette, I feel that's a buzzkill because I like to know what's happening. Because, like, for example, Under Night, like, showed who each character is, and then, two of these characters I've been waiting for, and it's like,
mm,
and I am very, very hyped to see what their move set is. I just kind of feel like Tekken, especially if we're going by the leaks, they're all four characters that we paid for before. And that's the part where I'm just like, there's no, well, outside of Eddie Gordo, but it's just, that's just not hyping me up, man. That's not hyping me
mm.
up. Because
Ah,
yes,
man, I feel you.
I would love to see Faku Ramen again. But I was like, but you mean to tell me like if these leaks are going one for one, the last two characters are Faku Ramen and Craig Murdoch, and it's like, what?
Murdoch out of all people, which is weird, right? Like Murdoch's been in how many installments, and now y'all decide to magically
But
remove
he
him?
was though both of them were paid characters last, and that's the reason why. Because I was telling Ant, I didn't buy Tekken 7 until season 3
Mhm.
for that exact reason. I was like, bro, like these are just all classic characters outside of the first DLC season pass where we got all the main, like we got Geese Howard, we got Noctis, and then Negan was a surprise at the end of season 2. But then majority of them, like bro, like it was 80% classic characters. And it's like that's a slap in the face coming from Tekken 6, where we had so many people. And then of course, you gotta count Tekken Tag 2, where you got everybody, even the skins. They made them full characters. Boom.
Mhm.
But then what really warrants you to just cut away people like that, bro? But like I said, man, it's spilled milk now. She looks great, fighting wise. And they did say that with these DLC characters, they're gonna incorporate some form of story with them, and I just hope it
Mhm.
delivers, bro. Because with her, it's like, all right, yes, the she is not another person who is the collateral damage of this whole Mishima feud. So, but where was she? Who did she train with to learn this new fighting style? And that's where, maybe Tekken Bloodline, if that anime comes back, that they could fill in the gaps. Because one reason why I love Tekken Bloodline so much was it was a minor retcon, but it's like when I first saw Leroy Smith, I was like, why does he use a cane? I was like, oh, Jin broke his leg. So that's the reason why he uses a
Mhm.
cane. And I felt like that was such a great connection. And we said Street Fighter 8 had some little gaps in the story, like, and I'm
Taking
hoping,
it, taking it, taking it.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
hope technically, yeah, and I
yeah. I
Mhm.
want
hope
them to roast you. Come find you,
Yeah.
boy.
yeah,
Them
and I
taking
and I
players,
just
boy.
hope,
Yeah.
Well,
yeah,
actually.
and I just hope Tekken Bloodline just like fill in those gaps, like because technically the next one is like basically covering Tekken 4. I would love to see, because remember Kazuha is resurrected. I would love to see what trauma he went through. How did he survive when his father threw him over the mountain? How did he train for all those years preparing? When did he meet June, and why did they fall in love? Like to really go deeper into his psyche, so now we don't have to waste you telling us in the game. Oh yeah, how did they fall in love? Because you haven't told us yet.
I know. I figured out how, because I remember the first Tekken movie, Tekken 90, the Tekken one that was dropped in the 90s. The thing with June, and for me, just realizing certain women, they're very good at disarming you
Mm,
just by existing. The way they
True.
just interact and just the way they think about certain things kind of makes you like, even if you had that blood gulch uh nature to you, you kind of be like, I can't. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I
Mhm.
can't. I can't. And so now, as someone like Kazuya, he's not gonna ever admit it, but he'll let the actions play out because he won't. He just can't admit it.
mm.
Mhm.
He's just not gonna admit that. He really. You know what I'm saying?
It's basically the Mandarin from Shang-Chi, where it's like
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have no reason why this works, but I'm admiring you. You're continuing to like I won't ever say it, but to
yeah.
keep doing this dance and
Exactly. He
yeah.
can't he can't. That's perfect example, my dog. Perfect example. Because it's just like he's like, yo, he likes her. Oh, he likes her. The fluidity, she could fight.
Hmm.
She's a challenge. She's strong but soft at the same time. I don't know what she's gonna say. She surprises me with her philosophy. Because the one with game would be philosophical, man. So and then you just be like, you go home and you pull off one of these, kid. Oh, you done. No, it happened to me, man. I'm telling you, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, dog. Like it's a wrap. But I think that's how they're gonna go at it, and I think that's because they kind of hinted that with how even her fantasizing about them being a family.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Kazuya still like gave his son a punch because he couldn't admit that he was losing or he bested him. And so I think that's the best way. And for me, understanding that, I said, yeah, of course. She got way more game than Kazuya. Kazuya doesn't know how to handle that. He just knows how to fight.
Mm-hmm.
So him falling in love
Survival.
with yeah, and then him going even harder is him trying to run away from like, nah, I'm not gonna let this girl get me like this. I know who I
Right.
am. You know what I'm saying?
I can see
That's
So
that.
true.
yeah, that's 100% how I see that going. Cause she looks like the woman that could do that to you. The high pitched voice, the very soft, flowery presence that you can't. There's certain women you just leave though. You can't.
Yeah, you can't critique it. What do you say?
Yeah, yeah. You just like
He's treating me too well.
yeah, 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 yeah. Exactly. Yo, what are you gonna do? You feel me? Um,
I think my takeaway in terms of like what you asked earlier bro, about the whole season pass thing, I think we're starting to reach like every game trend has its ebbs and flows. I think we're starting to see the end of the season pass rollout. I think the last time we really had a good one was maybe during the Dragon Ball Fighters era, where because we're getting such a unique approach to Dragon Ball, it was refreshing, right? Like, yeah, I've played as Vegito a trillion times, but I haven't played as Arc System Works
like,
Vegito.
like, like
So
this
I
with
got
the
to see how it,
visuals.
right. So I got to see how this plays out. Given like, man, they managed to make a game where almost every character they used to play in like Tenkaichi series, they all play the same way. I don't know they're gonna do this character this time. I'm intrigued. Whereas I feel like now with Tekken and even Mortal Kombat, and we're used to every character playing different. So in your mind, you're like, okay, this character that I was just introduced to one installment ago, what are they reinventing with her? Yeah, she looks fine. Like we were talking about in the group chat. Like I think Lidia looks fine. Probably gonna play fine. I mean, just as fun as she was in the last game. I'm like, what drastic thing could they have done one installment later that shouldn't have made the base roster?
I think,
Why should I buy this?
yeah, yeah.
Again.
You know what I think they should do? I think if they're smart, they should. If they want to sell us these characters again, they would have to probably be like,
Hey,
oh, okay,
hey,
here's the
hey,
character.
hey, be careful with that.
Oh, okay. So I'm not gonna reveal no secrets. All right.
Yeah, yeah, be
All
careful
right.
with
No,
that because don't give them no ideas.
No, no,
no.
but
Take
All
his
right, go
ideas.
ahead,
It's
go ahead.
fine.
all right, all
Yeah.
right. So, like for me, right? Eddie Gordo was a big component in moving the season pass, right? So people bought it blindly. Oh, I'm popping it.
Okay.
Reactionary, right? It has to be good, right? There's no way they're gonna give us Faku Ramen, right? Right? There's no way they're gonna give us Lydia again, right? Murdoch, wasn't this guy introduced in Tekken 4? We're buying him in Tekken 8 again? Wait, he was in Tekken 5 and 6? And yo, Tekken 6 is in '06. My guys. Like, and he was in the game, kid. You know what I'm saying? Why would so I think if they're smart, what they would do is they would do an Eddie Gordo, then the next characters have to be completely new characters. That is the only way.
Or I think a flip on that would have to be they would have to show like rather than the whole like concept art silhouette thing has to go away. It would have to be something to me, and this is my little free idea, I guess, to these companies. You have to show even just a snippet of this OG character doing something we've never seen before. Right? So like that was one of the things that we kept criticizing about Akuma. I'm like, he's not doing anything we haven't seen a variation of this character do before. He's done either him, Oni, Shin, or any combination of Akuma has done one of these things before. None of this is new. None of this is becoming a unique enough mix up.
And you
Versus
know
when I
what?
see a Pima doing just something like a Wing Chun, like maybe that doesn't fit the character, but just someone else like, oh, snap, he has something new to make me want to buy him for the fourth time. You know, like versus just like the legacy of the character. The legacy of the character is not getting it done anymore. To me. So it's like you said, it's like Eddie Gordo is not going to get it done for an entire. He's not going to justify why I just spent another $30 on this game to rebuy these characters. There needs to be something else to like reel me in as a consumer. That's what's my 2 cents. Like I need something.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, listen. Yeah, and then to be honest with you, like the state of the economy is not going to help you guys. Like make people these next installment of characters, they gotta be something, man. Because if
Yeah,
Tekken 7, to be honest with you, that's the best DLC surprises we will ever have. Like Akuma, we have Geese Howard that we didn't even ask for in a game. You have to. That has two. That already. If they didn't give us anything else, I'd have been at peace. But then now you give us, you give us Noctis, you give us all these. I'm like, man, this is the only way Tekken will be if you hit us with Sephiroth. But I'd save Sephiroth for. I'd save Sephiroth for Soul Calibur 8, or whatever. You feel me?
Yeah, I'm saying like if they announce Tifa will get it done. Tifa
Oh
will get it
yeah,
done for
yeah,
season
yeah,
two.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
She
Absolutely,
will get it
absolutely.
done.
Should get it
Yeah,
done.
you do like a
But
Tifa announcement. That would like, oh, whoa. Because the thing is, like, you also have to have those characters that shows like, hey, we're listening, right? So when they put in what's their face from rival schools in Street Fighter Five, you're just like, oh, they do read the community forums. You know, like it's just things like
yeah,
that. Like
yeah.
she's not like a skin; she's a character because they share a universe. I think Tekken
yeah.
has to have that same thing of like, you need those things of like, hey, we're listening. We are reading that feedback and made this happen.
And so like there's a lot of things. I don't want to get off topic, but Tim, I think we share. I have to say we share the same level of passion for lore because it's the lore is just as important as the story. It just is. You have no history, you have nothing. So you mean to tell me all of the clan that hated Heihachi just vanished? They ain't got no remnants from Kazumi's clan? That's crazy. That's crazy. And if she could do that, I guarantee you the grandfather gotta be upper echelon. They just gone? That's not how Japanese families work, man. These people that just vanish, they're gonna get their revenge.
Well, maybe he did. Remember, because he killed her when he was just a child. So maybe off screen, because apparently they do that now these days.
The
But
off-screen combo
No,
don't
no,
work.
no, no more off screen. Nah, not. And the
Yeah,
thing is, it doesn't help you as a company to off screen anything. Like I've seen, it just like you need all of this material. How many people do you think know the origin of Sephiroth? They're gonna go download a mobile game just to play it. No, you had
right.
that banter. Instead of having the filler that people are complaining about in the reunion game, you could have had that. Oh my gosh. Do you know how much more that game would have been monumental? Now it would have automatically been like, I ain't gonna lie to you, this Final Fantasy is the Final Fantasy. And people would be forced to play it. Because we wouldn't let you walk away. Hey kid, young man, you played this reunion game?
Yeah,
It'd have been curriculum.
yeah.
But
Here's
but
two
they
chapters dedicated to the background of Sephiroth.
but you shouldn't spread out these especially important things about these characters who are going up against.
Key
no,
moments
man.
in the history. Yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I'm with you.
I
I've
mean, but
said that multiple
overall,
times when Square Enix continues to shoot
Rival
us before.
Tim, rival school. Where's Batsu? Where's Batsu? Batsu doesn't
and
prowl the streets of Japan and runs into Ryu and he changes his life? We don't need Luke.
no, but that's and speaking of Street Fighter, I mean, they celebrated their 1 year anniversary after Akuma. Is just the state of the big three is in a very interesting place, man. And I do feel this upcoming Evo competition is the only thing that's going to save these properties moving forward. Like this competition and whatever reveals we get are going to determine the future investments of these properties, man. Because I think by that time we should get something with Takeda, at least a trailer, I believe, around that time.
RIP MK is
Right. I'm
RIP
like,
Mortal Kombat
Tim,
1.
do you want to crack up on that? Because I was about to
Wh-
give Street Fighter his flowers, but if you want to go right back into I can definitely deviate real quick.
Go ahead.
But let me get Street Fighter's flowers real quick. I do think it's commendable that they're able to make it to 1 year, right? I think for as much as valid criticism that we've been giving Street Fighter 6, I think it says a lot that a game that we all had the side eye on, given the way 5 was handled, the fact that they were able to see it through, to see the creative vision through all the way to 6 for a year, and it not be the worst says a lot. You can
I
see
don't.
that Capcom is trying to get their fighting game division back up to a respectable level. Does it
I
have a
don't.
ways to go? 1000%. You telling me Akuma again in the end of your season one is like, how moronic are you? But
Yeah. Yeah.
given where things were, I'll take it.
Yeah.
Season two
Yeah.
can't be like this for a fact. I won't let this happen for season two and go on with the consumers. I don't think that happens again. But
Yeah.
mm, for a game that came out a year ago, considering where Mortal Kombat is a year ago, where we still haven't gotten Takeda, almost a year in, at least we try to finish up the season pass one.
Yeah. Yeah. And
That's me.
hopefully whatever season 2 trailer that they show at Evo is worth it.
Yeah. Season two can't be like season one, for a fact. It can't. It
Oh
cannot.
no, they have to have a quicker rollout. They have to.
Yes. Yes.
Street Fighter has to, no questions.
Yes.
I think as far as the game functioning, they're in a good space. Both of these
Yeah.
games.
Okay.
Mhm.
I'll give you that.
Great space. It's not a, let's be real, it's not, they're not horrible games. I can have fun. I'm hearing complaints about Tekken 8 burnout. People not being able, people saying they're not being able to play long matches. They get burned out, they get fatigued. And I'm like, oh, they don't like the heat system. It's just not Tekken anymore. And I'm like, guys, man, I think the heat system's fine. You guys
Yeah.
just,
I mean, it's optional.
yeah,
Right. You don't have to use it. It doesn't affect the gameplay if you don't use it.
yeah, but no, when
It's
people
just
do use
something
it,
for
because it does,
newcomers.
because people, that does that gauge. Yeah, he's using it. Now we can get back to good old Tekken. If the commentators are saying that, then, like, I understand probably the voice of the community, but I feel like these guys are the first people to age slower, and they realize, you know what, man, hey guys, you guys are working on Tekken 10 now. Is the heat system gonna make a return back? Because it wasn't really that bad.
Right. And I think also the thing that they forget, the core audience forgets, is like you also you have to appeal to your casuals. You have to. If
You
you
know,
telling me as somebody who has a limited amount of free time, hey, you got to spend 2 hours running this 8 combo string for you to stand a chance, I'm going to tell you, no, I'm not going to do that.
and
I just
not
want to play
only
the game.
that,
That's it.
not only that, but
Yeah.
let's look at the Halo community, right? Why is Master Chief running on walls? Okay, buddy, you're 56. Bye, bye,
Right.
bye, bye, bye. Goodbye.
Mm-hmm.
We're limited to, at the time, it doesn't make any sense that Master Chief is in the year 3025, whatever. And I'm going up against an alien that has the same version of Glock as me. Come on, y'all boys. Does that make sense though? He's using a sniper scope, but the alien version of a sniper scope in my world, and I just so happen to fit the fingertips the same way. Come on, guys. It's
Yeah,
just
it
limited
was
to
limited at that
technology.
time. Exactly.
So listen, like it has to change. If you're telling me to play, I'm playing as the Spartan. Let me do what Spartan. I don't imagine a Spartan not being able to do these things. I mean, that's crazy. A
Yeah.
2-ton piece of machinery running on the walls to capture or to complete the mission. I'm terrified. Throw it at me. You get what I'm saying? And it's just like, that's why one of the things why I liked about Resistance Fall of Man, those guns did not feel like they were from this earth. Or a human being could have made it.
Well, technically
Oh, and
they weren't.
storyline wise? Oh, okay, that's different.
Yeah, like most of them were alien weapons, and then some of them were like weapons that they augmented with the
Yeah.
From
technology.
Oh, that's still
Like the
fine.
shotgun. The shotgun
Yeah.
was definitely a human weapon, but in later games it was augmented. So like next thing you know, you had incendiary rounds and all these other things that you could do with it. So even the revolver that shot like pellets that was like using the same energy capsules as the alien weapon. So it's like, yeah, things evolved over time.
Yeah.
You know, And we could just transition to the next part of the conversation after this. Is just the fact that we were so hyped for the big three, but then it's just like it just came with a few kinks, man.
Yeah, that's it.
And
But they're
I'm
good.
also very displeased of how the guest characters were handled in this generation. Because, like I said, bro, Namco set the bar so high last gen, and it's just like now it's just like technically the only
Yeah,
people.
Namco did set the bar high because they were responsible for Super Smash Brothers. That
Yeah,
game is a collector's item. You just buy that game and just put it on your wall because you got Sephiroth, Cloud, Terry, Ryu, Kazuya, and Ken are fighting in a game that's not cross Tekken.
but now we just got the recycled animations from Injustice 2, and they selling it to you.
Oh no!
Bro,
I told you
R.I.P. NetherRealm should be ashamed of themselves. If
it was
Mortal
bad.
Kombat 1 was teetering on the edge, this was the boot into the abyss.
Bro,
Never again.
You're done. This game is cooked. Cooked. You
only
were the
one,
first to fall
only
off.
only one character out of this season pass has delivered. One.
And that character being Ermac is not a good sign.
Great value, Ermac. Because
Right.
I'm
That is
sorry,
not a good sign.
they put the mask back on him after they saw the complaints. Well, hey. Yeah, man.
I could not believe that gameplay trailer for Homelander. I was like, there's no way. There's no way.
I was
Y'all
like,
was
that's
just
it.
like, what if we just do Superman again? Okay. Okay. Done. It's over. It's I don't think there's enough mechanics in the world that could re-engage that player base.
Man,
You just brought you copy, you hit Control Cut and hit Control V from Superman from Injustice 2, add a little razzle dazzle, and put him in Mortal Kombat 1. The one thing that when we all saw Homelander was like, man, I hope they don't just put Superman in the game. And that's exactly what they did.
Man, that PR office meeting must have been crazy.
Copy and paste, bro. That's all it
You
really
you you
was,
wanna
bro.
listen. We're gonna take Superman, man. We're gonna put him in Homelander skin, and people love Superman. People love Homelander. We combine the two. Yeah, let's do it. It's easy. We save budget. We save budget. We save money. We get it done.
We're hip to the worldwide webs. We've seen the forums going back and forth about who would win between Homelander and
Y'all boys, let me tell you when I knew it was gonna be bad. Let me tell you when I knew it was gonna be bad. I said, so all of the fatalities, y'all picked the plane.
Well, we don't know what they're doing with the plane yet.
No,
No, they showed the fatality, bro.
They showed the fatality.
They didn't show the whole fatality.
I mean,
Because they're not going to do what they did in the show with the plane. I guarantee you that's not happening. There's no way. They're not doing that from the show. Because even when you see the fatality and he throws Liu Kang into the wing, it's like, then it cuts to the second fatality. They didn't show the full fatality. So I'm like,
No. They showed it. He takes Liu Kang and he throws him into the jet engine.
Right. Correct. But they're not doing a one for one from the boys.
Yeah.
Where he causes the plane accident and the plane goes down full of women and children.
Okay.
They're not doing that in this game.
Well, that's fine. But still, like, that's when I knew that the Homelander wasn't going to be good, because I'm like, yeah, that's iconic, but it's like, out of all the things Homelander did, you couldn't have did a combination of what he did to all the people that he hurt. The blind dude that said, "Hey, that's the only thing you can do." Yeah, I can't see. That and then
actually, that is in there. That move is in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But no, if it's a moveset, that's fine. But like, as far as fatality, it got to be spectacle. You know?
Okay.
So none of that's there. You didn't get the part. You couldn't have done a scene to where he did demolish those gentlemen, the SWAT team, and
Mm.
that was guarding his wife and son. There's just so many things you could have done, but that's when I knew. I said, you know what, this Homelander gonna be mid.
Actually, you know what? You're right. Because remember, after he killed them, remember when he showed up with the force when he was just all bloodied up, and it's just
Hmm.
like, yeah, it's like, where's the brutality that we wish that we saw in fullness in the boys?
Right, because that's the other part of what makes it such a letdown of like, okay, I get it, right? Injustice is catered more to a PG-13 crowd. You can only take these special moves so far. Whereas Mortal Kombat allows you to cut loose. That's why, arguably, you could say that the best version of the Joker we got from NetherRealm was in Mortal Kombat 11, right? Because you could do whatever you want with the character,
Phenomenal
right?
character, bro.
So now you have a Superman who isn't even Superman. So that like negative brand recognition is not there. It's on brand for this character, and you still couldn't deliver.
I mean, Omni Man was You had two of the most brutal dudes with the Superman powers, and y'all did nothing with them, man. Nothing, man. Nothing. Guys, gentlemen, let's move on to state of play, man, because I'm tired of these boys,
All
man.
right, all right,
Yeah, yo,
all
I'm
right.
tired of these
It's
boys.
Okay.
basically, yeah, we talked
Yeah,
about basically from the week to,
yeah,
yeah,
man.
just
Let's
something.
let's let's get in, man. Let's get into why we're here, why we wanted to commit and meet today. Let's talk.
Okay. It was funny. We were just talking about the drought. It's like, yo, bro, there's no state of play. Oh, here comes a state of play announcement. And I'll give Sony, I'll give them a solid 7.
10,
I was happy to see
10.
a game.
I'm
I was
I'm still
happy to,
parched. I'm still
I was,
parched.
I was happy. No, no, a 7 as in it's passable. It's passable. First of all, I was very happy to see a game from one of the multiple studios that they bought, which is not a big flagship brand, I would say. Yes, I'm a little bit skeptical about the whole PvP aspect because I feel like that genre is starting to become like the new battle royale aspect,
Oh
like
no, we
that they're
cook them
just
boys later.
forcing on everybody. But it's a nice sci-fi universe. It's not my cup of tea though, but I am happy to see something from those studios being produced. Overall, I'm just happy to see something.
Listen,
Like, okay, Firewalk Studios. I've looked at past the couple of past
I'm
games
afraid.
before.
I'm afraid.
Go ahead.
I'm afraid for Fireworks Studios because it doesn't seem okay. So, if I'm gonna make a new studio, and I'm just thinking, what do I expect to see from Sony? I would have expected Concord to be okay. I'm seeing the trailer. So, okay, what is it? Is this a okay? Guardians of the Galaxy team-based game. Okay, I don't know what it is yet. Is this open world? Is it gonna be like a Destiny? Is it going to be an open world third person shooter? The environments are interesting. I like the color schemes. Uh, hey, but when I saw it was a first person or 5v5 first person shooter, I said, "Oh, that's a waste. That's a waste of world."
Um, I know,
I'm
all
gonna tell
right.
you
From
why.
from a lore, no,
So
from a lore person, I understand. But
yeah,
they did say it's going to have lore aspects, and they did show that in the trailer. I mean, to
yeah,
see how far it
which
goes.
which is fine, and this is how what I feel like it's gonna be mitigated to. Just cutscenes. They're gonna do the whole Overwatch thing. Hey, a new cutscenes is coming out for Concord Season 5. Oh, I didn't know this about the character. No, that's not enough, bro. You stop the Last of Us
Mm,
production for this game. You release a statement. We're gonna focus on more important matters, and then y'all come up with Concord, which looks like 4 kids version of Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw Star Lord.
uh,
I saw Star Lord. And then like it's like the hero shooter pamphlet, dog. I'm just like y'all supposed to be the third person guys. I don't want another first person game. I'm just saying like y'all show me all these characters, this colorful world to give me another first person, and then it's not. Y'all could have just did y'all own Borderlands for PlayStation. I'd have took
But
that.
but to give a little bit of pushback though, Sony has been getting criticized over the past at least console generation of not having enough first person shooters. They get
yes.
critiqued a lot for being everything being third person from them. Anything that's
Yes.
first party, at least. It's always like, they're always doing a third person action adventure. They're always doing a third person shooter. They're always doing a third person, like,
No, but
you
Now,
can't say
listen,
you want it in.
to give
and
them credit, to give them credit, I know Sony is focused now to increase their esports portfolio. Now, this has tournament based material. Like, for example, yes, it's not our cup of tea, but like Valorant, Overwatch, Apex, even Genshin Impact, like, bro, like, for surprisingly, those type of games bring in numbers, bro. And remember, to go back to Mighty Cleef's video about Overwatch, they want them subscriptions, bro. They want people to come in and play these things over and over. And yes, it's microtransaction based to the point where people won't complain about it because it is there from the foundational level. Yeah, you
I
want
just
these new
think those games don't
skins?
last, man. I
Five
don't think it's
dollars.
gonna. I'm heartbroken because I like the teams. It's I want the team to succeed. Even though I'm an Xbox fan, I want these people to have jobs. I want these people to create. I want these people to be able to be who they are. But this is not it, man.
I mean, well, a beta is coming out. A beta is coming, and that was good to me. Like I said, they covered some good bases in that presentation. You had a cinematic trailer, you had a gameplay trailer, you announced a beta. So let's see how it works. Now, overall, like I said, the cross out the bases, I was just happy to see something from those other studios, bro.
Okay.
I was just happy. I was like, okay, I'll give it that. And they had developer diaries again. I was like, bro, it's been a while since we've had like fresh new faces giving us in depth about how they feel. Like, yes, we see the inspirations of where it's coming from. Yeah, some of it is a bit cringe, but then, like I said, they're checking the bases, bro. They want PlayStation Network subscribers.
Man, I was saying, who
And
asked for this game, dog? Who asked for this? That's what I said. Because when I saw it, man, I said, "Yo, y'all want this, Sony? Sony, listen, guys, PlayStation guys, listen. Yes, you don't have enough first-person shooters, but y'all had Killzone. Y'all ain't do nothing with it.
well,
Yeah, and it was a good game,
yeah, it
right?
was.
It
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 was a good,
was.
was.
It
and I'm not
was.
saying it was a bad game. I'm not saying y'all had Killzone. Y'all don't like bring back stuff that y'all could transform again. Resistance Fall of Man is just right there on the wayside. This was something
Well,
that had a cult following. You feel me?
they can't do anything with Resistance because at that point, Insomniac would just be the developers for everything PlayStation. That's an Insomniac game. How much more do you want from
Oh,
them?
Yeah, and then
well, I
The
mean,
Killzone
man.
developer, moved on to Horizon. They said they wanted to move on to story based
Mm,
games. So
mm.
it's kind of like, yeah, Sony's two flagship shooters are kind of like in a hiatus.
Wanting to do something else. Yeah, they want to do something else with
Yeah.
them.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I just think because I'm like, yo, Guardians of the Galaxy exist, and I'm like, this is great value, Guardians of the Galaxy, man, and that's how I thought. I mean, yeah, with graphics,
I mean, well, all right. Well, since you brought up a Marvel property, how do you feel about the Marvel Rivals situation?
flat line, flat line.
I
Let me tell
disagree.
you how Let me tell you how
I
the statement's
disagree.
gonna go. Let me tell you how the statement's gonna go. Due to it's gonna be here for probably I say
2 seasons.
2 seasons, 3 seasons. I say 3 seasons.
I
And,
completely disagree.
and the reason why I say 2 3 seasons because I feel like personally this genre is on the verge of collapse. How many do you need? Do you know how stressful it is to play uh not Gears of War, Warzone? Give me another one. Overwatch. Give me another one. What's the
Apex,
Apex.
Apex,
Yeah. Hmm.
Valorant.
Valorant, and then once the Steam version drops, Counter Strike, you can count it all a loss. It's done. It like how much is how much? The reason why Genshin Impacts exists because it filled the void. Plain and simple. It
Hmm.
filled the void. I can't get Breath of the Wild on the on Nintendo Switch. I could get this on my mobile game and it will transfer it to my PlayStation. That's a win.
Hmm.
That's a win. It filled the void. It did something. It did something to where it didn't separate its fan base. Just because you got the mobile version, now you don't have access to the PlayStation. And now you have one ecosystem. I feel like just because it's Marvel, man, Marvel, they're not doing the greatest. Yeah, it looks great. It looks great. I'm not gonna be mad. I'm like, it looks great.
I wouldn't even say it
Again,
looks great, bro.
What?
I just think it looks great.
Nah, bro.
Marvel
Like,
Rivals.
nah, bro. That last gameplay trailer, like, yeah, certain parts are flashy, but when it got to like Magneto and Hela, and it's like, bro, it looked like they're not doing no type of damage, bro. Like, Hela's in the air, just
Yeah.
sitting out,
Now
like,
my second thing is, how do you balance this? You feel me?
yes,
How do
yes, like,
you got Galactica, and then I'm like, yo, what is Adam Warlock? Y'all gave Adam Warlock a magician staff? Come on, like, you don't need that.
I
But
completely disagree. To me, one thing on Marvel Rivals that I'll say is one, you're getting a game that actually has stylized graphics again. Every
okay,
single last game you've seen has been like, let's go as realistic as possible. To the point that your
okay,
eyes get blurry watching these games because they literally look like each other. That Venom trailer that was a VR Venom, I'm watching something flow. Like there's some animation to this. There's a clear graphical direction with this game. These characters are stylized in a way that is supposed to make it stand out from all these other PvP type style games. One. Two, Sony, even though they're a little bit short-sighted sometimes, I guarantee you the success with Helldivers 2 did not go unnoticed with them. Whatever direction Marvel Rivals was headed, if I was a betting man, I guarantee you there was a board meeting of like, hey, you see this? Where there was this whole social media thing of we're all fighting for democracy, figure out how to link that with this game. Whatever the lore happens to be. So while yes, there is that whole thing of like, well, how do you balance? How does a Thor fight a Spider-Man? How does a Hela fight Daredevil? All right, that's going to get a little bit tricky, understandably so. But the concept of if I can get
and
the
the
game
Hulk and the Juggernaut
right, but if I
and
can get these
Colossus.
players behind this idea of we're fighting this essentially Marvel vs. Capcom-esque a goal, sells itself. Now, what's gonna live or die for it for me? Because again, yes, the Marvel brand is timeless, but not to that point is what are your gameplay modes? That's what it'll come down to. Because regardless of how you think about how the graphics look, regardless of how you think about how the designs look, regardless of what you think about how each character played, all I saw from all those trailers was extremely unique gameplay. One, which you don't get anymore in these type of games. Two, like you said, Jory, it's filling a certain void. We're on one of the most powerful current gen console games that we have right now. Why are we just not getting destructible environments on this online format? Why did it take Spider-Man fighting Black Panther to be able to punch through a wall in the game? Right? Two. And then three, it's with some of the most recognizable IP on the planet. All I have to do is get you a character. I don't gotta give you, if I let you play as a character, you're not gonna be like, well, I got Spider-Man. Where's Miles? All you're concerned about is my favorite character is in this game and plays the way I want him to play. Or her and plays the way I want her to play. I'll figure out the rest later. The only thing that's going to possibly kill this game, in my opinion, is again gameplay modes. And the fact that this is being announced as a free to play out the gate is where my red flags are. Because Sony's other short-sightedness is they're about to monetize that game to the dirt. And that's to me what could possibly kill it.
Oh, so it's exclusive for Sony? Marvel Rivals?
No, it's not. It's not. I think this was like their full rollout of like it's also coming to PlayStation.
Okay. Yeah. I'm to be honest with you, I'm over the whole hero shooters, and I just think it's just too much. Because that over Fortnite,
But that's what I'm saying. But
Spider-Man's already in Fortnite. You know what I'm saying? Black Panther.
But it just has to fit a certain niche of like.
Yeah.
Part of the reason why we don't play Fortnite, right? Especially how Fortnite was introduced to us, is like I'm not building anything. I'm not about to spend half of this 10-minute match building a fortress so I can snipe Aaron Yeager on the other side of the map. I'm not doing that. They have to remove that as a playable mode to get more players to play that game. This game I can accomplish that. Here is essentially, if you're a comic fan, here's Battle Worlds, here's Secret Wars, playing before your eyes with all your favorite Marvel characters and villains, including the X-Men who have not getting any play in 10 years of gaming. The recipe for success is right there. It'll be the last one. I don't see any more games taking this formula and making it work. But the reason why I use the Helldivers 2 thing is like you put this at a reasonable price. You don't over monetize it. You have a roadmap, a transparent roadmap of that, of playable characters and game modes under this game. A game with stylized graphics, a game with unique characters and gameplay. The only one that will cause you to fail is you. To me, in my opinion.
Helldivers 3 it better get respect like Doom. That because if they don't I hope they do. I hope they do, man. Because like the thing, I feel like Helldivers is the game that it's doing what numbers? That's my least favorite employee. Okay, go ahead and give him a raise. That's how I feel. Helldivers is being treated by Sony. I'll be real fine. You know what I'm saying?
No, that's fine. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think again, if they're not thinking short sighted, then again, you're right. Marvel Rivals is not just a Sony only game. But I think the problem with a lot of these developers is like you're overthinking the product and the process. Of like it's just a tweak. You just gotta tweak something. You don't gotta be like, let's make our own version of blank. It don't gotta be we gotta revolutionize here. Just tweak it. Just tweak it. Destructible environments, team up moves, synergy with your character selects. Just make it matter. That's it. If I play the game and you tell me, hey, out the gate, I don't know if you notice this, but you pick Rocket Raccoon, you can solo the entire. Well, it's a wrap. RIP. Rest in peace. It's done. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain things. So it's like you got to be able to be like, here is just that little wedge. I'm gonna place my block here and ride it off into the sunset. I think, well, from what I saw, again, to respectfully disagree with both y'all, I think Marvel Rivals literally has all of the roots that it needs to succeed. It just has to follow through. That's it.
Okay. All right. I mean, we'll see. I mean, there's another beta coming out for that too, so we'll see in time. But to move on to other things, you saw your typical announcements, of course. Ragnarok PC announcement trailer. Yeah, we already know that. Dynasty Warriors Origins. I did not see that coming.
I was hyped.
I did not see that coming.
I was hyped.
I thought after Pirate Warriors that particular genre was like in the past.
You got to think about not only that. Nintendo contracted them to do the Hyrule Warriors that got a sequel, and both of those games sold extremely well. There's a market for this. The idea of one versus many is never going away.
That's true.
It's just execution.
I just think with Zelda, it had that perk going for it because Zelda already has an extremely appealing art style and world. So to play as Link, and it had a story that they actually respected it, and it's actually canon. So, and it was good. Like I was like, yo, this is actually fun. The storyline's dope. The suspense is dope. The turnaround, the environments, the weapons, the characters in the game, they all like playing it. And then the thing is with Link, when you're playing as Link or whoever character you play as, you choose. And I felt that worked in its favor. Even to a degree, even the Fire Emblem version of Dynasty Warriors worked to its degree. Because the way the characters are designed, they make you long to actually use them in that format. But I find with Dynasty Warriors, I just be wanting, I'm like, man, these characters are just cardboard. Like they all react the same. And it's just, to me, it's like, yo guys, you could find a way to kind of like con this and at least give me the suspension of disbelief that these guys are all getting reacted and hit differently.
If you're a trophy hunter, those are beautiful games to get stacked trophies, right? Bro.
Kill 2,000 people with one attack. Kill 6,000 people with the up A. You know what I'm saying? Like back A, forward A. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, of course. But it seems to be. I always had a problem with those games because I'm like, yo, y'all don't have to make it this campy to the point where all the NPCs and like you a One Piece you a
Well,
One Piece admiral
I mean, but
when
that
you
goes
standing
back.
in front of those guys.
I mean, but that goes back to your want for so much physics, Jory. Like certain things are
Nah,
just
nah. Like, listen. I'm not asking. I don't want a Dynasty Warrior game to be graphically demanding. Y'all don't have to do that. Y'all could check the easy way out and make it stylized, and to just so y'all could save RAM. I'm not asking to see the molecules of water with no pixels. I'm not asking for that. I'm
Mm.
just
okay.
asking, like physics. Just if you give us physics with a little with a stylized gameplay, that'll work too. That'll
Okay.
be fine.
Well, then,
If you get if
how did you feel about this other game that was released, The Ballad of Antara?
oh, I'm down for it. That was fire. That was fire.
Yeah,
Those
like
games coming from Korea.
it kind of gave me like a sci-fi Souls type of
Yeah,
world.
yeah, I'm down.
Like I was
Yeah,
very intrigued
I'm
about.
down. Yeah,
What did you
fire.
think about it, Ant?
I mean, to me, at this point, right? It's. I feel like with these game trailers, it's hard to say, right? Because
Hmm.
what's that one game that we saw however many showcases ago? Was it something Blade? The one that we were talking about that was like we were all hype about it. Uh,
Phantom Blade
Yeah,
Zero.
Phantom Blade
Yeah,
Zero, right? As cool as that looks, no mention of it, no update, no gameplay, nothing since that initial trailer. So I've gotten to a point now when it comes to this console generation of like, I'm intrigued. It caught my eye. It's hard for me to formulate a thought because I'm like, I literally have no idea when we'll see this again. And that's how
that
like
is actually
everything
that is
Lost
true.
Souls aside. Lost
yeah,
Souls aside. Y'all remember
and
that
I
game?
have no idea. See, even now, I'm like, no, I don't remember. I don't. I have no idea when I'll see this again. So I'm like, I'm
It is one guy
intrigued.
making the game. So yeah, I gotta forgive him. He gonna be
Yeah,
done
right.
2030.
Even the same thing I told you guys from that same showcase. I think the Plucky Squire, right, is a game that could probably intrigue a younger audience. We haven't seen a thing about that game since.
But you know what was a similar game to that? Did you see the trailer for the Where Winds Meet? Like it was like
Mm.
a
Yeah,
feudal, like it kind of did remind me of that particular game that you just mentioned. I was like,
yeah. No, yeah, it is there.
it had the folklore elements, it had elemental stuff, and it had like nice sword play. I was very intrigued about that. Like yeah, this state of play had like you could tell it was like a let me check the basis of it, but then like there was some interesting stuff in here. The VR stuff was very typical to me. Oh, of
It
course, some of
was.
the
I
aliens.
liked it with that
I
one
appreciate.
game.
Yeah, I was
That
like,
one game.
I
That
appreciate it.
one
I was
game.
like,
Behemoth. I was like, yo,
it
this
looks
is
pretty
fire.
alright. Yeah. I'm glad that PlayStation like had they're
They didn't give up.
they didn't give up. They're
They
resisting
didn't
their
give
use of
up.
words to give up on the game. They're trying. I can't knock it. They made
Yeah.
Alien in VR. Can't be mad at me, yo. I can't.
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Alien VR. They should give us a Predator game VR.
They should,
That
but those are the IPs that you invest into a first-person
yeah,
shooter.
yeah.
It
Oh,
makes sense in that aspect. You're on
VR
the
first
first
person
shooter.
shooter.
Yeah, first-person shooter in general. But like, if you're gonna try to justify why I should buy a $5 VR headset, I need to
Okay,
hear the
okay,
alien like in pulse 3D. Like I need to
okay,
be in my living room freaking out.
okay.
Like,
Yeah, that's actually that's good. That's a good one. Yeah,
Okay.
no part there, no complaints there.
All right. Well, I mean, we'll definitely get into the bigger titles. The first one. This is a very interesting conversation. Until Dawn remake. Um, I mean, we definitely see what they're trying to do with this, especially with the movie announcement. But it's just like, do you even feel like this will be a success like how The Last of Us Part 1 and 2 were?
absolutely not. Absolutely. The thing is, I think that people forget sometimes, right, is that the video game world and the TV world are different mediums for a reason, right? Part of the thing that draws you into, especially a game like Until Dawn, is the interactivity of it, right? Of like, I have this cast of 8 people and I control what happens to them. how this plays out, who survives, who sees the ending. There's a lot of factors that still puts you in this interactive environment because that's how the game is designed. You trying to then convert that into a sit back and watch experience. Why? Why? How is this different from any of the other 90,000 slasher movies that have been made over the course of my lifetime in that regards? Is the difference between yelling at the screen, no, Lisa, don't make that laugh, versus like, oh no, I made that laugh, and now Lisa's being hung up by her pigtails. You know, like it's that little bit of difference, but it's a huge difference. And unlike Last of Us, where it's like for some reason, just like vampires, the consumer base will always have a fascination with anything zombie. I just don't think Until Dawn has the IP enough of like what makes this different from any other slasher movie that I have ever seen in my life.
Because you have an actor from, because you got an actor from what's that man? Ah, man, I had it was on TBS.
Cool. Heroes?
He was a hacker. No, he was a hacker. But anyway, that actor, man, the actor guy, I forgot his name. He has a twin brother, I think. But him, just because you got a couple of actors, man, that's in your game, but it's not a game, that doesn't get me excited. You think I want to play like that doesn't get me excited. Like it's like okay, it's an interactive game to where I press this and press that. That's like a popcorn movie night with a bunch of friends that don't know what games are. They're gonna think that's what the gaming experience is. I'm like, it's not.
But that's fine.
It's cool.
Right?
It's fine for the audience, right? You're playing with a group of people, and that's okay. You choose. Y'all pass the controller. That's a fun game, right?
Mm-hmm.
But y'all don't implement that. We have to do the work for you. You know what I'm saying? That's just an idea. I just think, yeah, like these game mediums, they're different, man. I think Until Dawn would be more interesting to play than to just watch. Because after that, I'm done. I don't know.
I mean, I do feel like maybe they're probably just gonna use this as a way to open up the series, like turn it into a series. Because I did kind of feel like, why are we getting a remake to a game that literally came out on the PS4? Like it's not even old enough. Like the original game came out in 2015. Like, and yeah, it sold very well. People like the IP, but then when I really saw the news of it, like, wait, so they're bringing it back, but like an updated version. It was whatever. But then you never know with these remakes these days, bro. They just saying things just because.
Mr. Robot. That was the movie I was looking for.
Oh, him. The guy that
Yeah.
played what's his face from from Queen. Okay, yeah.
But then,
Yeah.
there's one particular remake that, is really just, people are really looking forward to. It's that Silent Hill 2. Like, bro, that trailer was terrifying to me. That was.
Boy, they tearing it up, boy, on Twitter, dog.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
graphics,
they turned it up on Twitter. I'm
they
like, yo,
are
fam.
cooking it.
I said that's Leon Kennedy, and I'm looking for my perfumes. I was like, yo, I said, Leon, what you doing?
They're cooking it, yeah.
They're cooking it because I don't know if I guess the DIE is that what it's called, DEI or DIE, whatever,
DEI.
DEI.
Mm.
The DEI phenomenon is taking place as we know it, and so these people are letting people like know that like, yo, they're not happy. And when they say DEI, it's like it's almost associated with characters that we know to be like, yo, why does Superman not have muscles anymore? To make people feel safe. Well, to make people, well, we can't relate to that guy. So we decided to make him 5'9" and average dad bod build. And that's not Superman. You know what I'm saying? Or when it comes to the females and how they look, and then just completely not even being able to like respectfully be true to how even the character looks is where people are being frustrated. Plus the gameplay. The thing with that game And it to do a Silent Hill, you have to make sure the aesthetics translate 100%
Yeah,
well. If they do not, yeah, the aesthetics have to translate
I
because it's
agree.
all atmospheric. You
Hmm.
understand? Like it's all atmospheric. If I remember, for example, I'll give you a good example of a game that did it well. They intensified their atmosphere. Dead Space.
Okay.
100% intensified the atmosphere. Places where you had light, you don't have light anymore. And if you did, it's limited. The light switch will turn off. Or if you want to turn on the lights, you have to go into this corridor where the enemies are stronger than you. And we don't know how much are in there. You can just hear them. Yeah, I'm straight. That intensifies the experience. You know what I'm saying? And if they're not doing that to where I could see through fog clearly and I see like Mr. Pyramid Head is loading in the background, I'm out. Like you know what I'm saying? It's not, and I'm not saying it's that bad, but if the atmosphere isn't given that level of
No, you're not, but
uh, uh
it's true. Like
you know,
it's that's what allowed Silent Hill to stand out from Resident Evil, right? Or like, because in your mind, like, well, wow, I'm just play Resident Evil. Like, well, because for as much as Resident Evil has that scare factor, Silent Hill was more atmosphere. You're playing the game of like, yo, I can't, my character cannot see 3 feet in front of him, and all I'm hearing is noise.
yeah. The
But I have
character
no other
himself is not a
vision.
strong, stable character. He's losing his
Yeah.
mind too.
Hmm.
That's how you get that to work. In my again, from my outsider opinion, looking in, of like, I mean, like I told you,
Yeah.
I'm not a horror game fanatic, so I'm playing this regardless. But I'm
Tim,
like,
Tim, Tim, it's not good because there were it got so I was like, well, I mean this just Silent Hill, right? I'm reading the thread. I'm like, man, this guy is giving me mathematical equations I can't deny, and it's just like, if he
And
does
that's
a roundhouse a kick, turn your phones over, kid. Just that's it, that's it. But
and then
hey, but
the crazy
yeah,
thing was that was like not only a gameplay trailer but also a release date trailer too. So that makes you
which
think like,
is,
wow.
hey, I'm always on the side of release dates. Like I said earlier, I'm tired of like, hey, what do you think about this game? I mean, well, it doesn't matter because who knows when we'll see it again. At least we know Silent Hill will have something to like digest and discuss.
dog,
With this
you
year.
say that at a survey rally for any game, they're gonna glare at you.
Well, it's the fact, right? Like, what do you think? So Anthony, how do you think about the gameplay so far? I'm like, well, when's the release date? Well, what do you mean? Oh, when's the release date? Why am I dropping my trailer reaction to a maybe
We'll give you the
to
release
an
date
eventually?
when we're ready. But
All
till
right,
then, we want to know how you feel. Do you
I'll
like
give
the
you
game? Do
my
you like the
feedback
game?
once I have a game that's coming out.
Do you like the game? That's what we want to know. Yeah, you know
Part of
but
the
not.
right. Part of my ongoing critique about the Sun Wukong game is like, this looks like an amazing idea. When are we getting it?
Well, people played it, so we can't say it don't
Oh,
exist.
oh wow.
Man, and remember when Sony was destroying y'all for Last Guardian? The guys who made what's that game? Man, I just don't got it today, man. What's my memory, man? It was that Ico game. That Ico game, man.
What,
Eco,
Shadow of the
yeah.
Colossus?
Ico Last Guardian. No, there's Last Guardian, Shadows of Colossus.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Shadow of the
like
Colossus, yeah.
yeah, like that Last Guardian game was like, man. I heard that game was like what 2 hours.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Let me give me some parameters in which
Man,
to judge this property, and I'll give you all the opinions in the world.
yeah,
I don't want to. I'm tired of seeing eventually. I'm sorry.
jeez.
You know, because like one eventually, especially with the way these consoles are acting, eventually means that could be the whole next console generation, bro.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Like, you know, there was one particular game like I was excited to see it, but then it just kind of just made me upset. Was Monster Hunter Wilds.
Really?
It
Like
made
it's
you
a
upset.
beautiful it's a beautiful game.
Some people got you out, man.
But then Capcom just upsets me, bro. It's like, but where's this type of detail when it comes to the other properties, bro? Like Ant will tell you to this day, bro. I still hold that Mega Man Legends chip on my shoulder to
Oh
this
man,
day,
hey, listen, everybody hot. Everybody hot.
and
Trust me, people hot. Yeah.
Like, cause like, yes, I'm glad that Capcom, is breaking the mold away. Like, well, can't really say that because they just announced two new remakes that are coming out. But it's like, bro, that the entire last console gen was mostly just remakes, bro. And yes, they did some good stuff with them. And this game is beautiful. I love the whole savannah desert like look.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it's just like, bro, like I really wish that there was some more detail with their other stuff. Like to this day, bro, I still feel like Capcom dropped the ball with Devil May Cry, man. I feel like Devil May Cry 5 was just to give us that Virgil, to sell us Virgil again,
So angry.
to sell us Virgil again.
So angry.
It's like bait and switch, bro. Bait and switch. Nero turned to Mega Man,
But
and it was just like,
he gave me beef with Dragon's Dogma because I'm seeing the same laziness in Dragon's Dogma, and he's like,
or
oh my gosh, yeah, yeah, Tim, that's like the most unopen world game I've ever played. Number one, you have no horses. There's no horses in Dragon's Dogma.
so you're just walking around a platoon of people just
You're just
walking.
walking a platoon of people just walking at night. No horse, and even if you had horses, the horses wouldn't even be able to roam anywhere because everything is cliffside. Everything is cliffside. Everything is cliffside. So, for example, I'm on the map. What I want is right here, right? But there's
But
a
it's
water.
over
There's
a
water.
mountain.
But there's a mountain right in between. So I'm looking at all this beautiful scenery, but I have to go around. Versus you just going. And you at home, you want to go to your backyard. You have how many ways to get into your backyard? You could
At
either
least
go through your
6.
house. You can go through your house. You could even create one. You could go through your window, right? Dragon's
Mm-hmm.
Dogma 2? No. You're going to go on this ridge. It's going to stop here. And you're going to have to go all the way down. You can't climb, by the way, but you can climb a monster and an eagle.
It's basically they're forcing the platforming aspects of it.
The
Mm-hmm.
forced platform aspects. And not only that, like, you, like, not only that, but you're forced to you can't swim. There's a mechanic in the game, so if you fall in the water, you get eaten up by this thing, and you just magically show up on shore again. And right then, the open world, you can't climb anything, right? Even if you would have to follow paths. Everything's a pathway. You'll have to go into this cave that takes you into another city. You wind up in Jerusalem, and now you got to go back and you're in Amsterdam just to get to the part to where the fork in the road. If you were playing Zelda Breath of the Wild or Elden Ring, you would have found a way to scale that to get to where you wanted to go. But there's none of that presence. And so
And
I go
that's
back to Devil May Cry being lazy because you know what really got me hot when I realized this game wasn't giving me what I wanted? The only thing that carried the same momentum, it did not carry the same momentum of the Goliath fight. I'm playing that demo. I'm like, yo, if this is the rest of the game to where he technically knocked me outside of the stage we were fighting in. Did he not? Like a fighting game. Now we're
Mm-hmm.
fighting a completely different environment with the Goliath fight. And guess what? None of that momentum carries out the game because we go into this Clifod thing and everything else is the same. You just going up a tower.
yeah. Because like when I was looking at that game, it kind of reminded me of Devil May Cry 2. Like everything looks the same, and it's just like, and that's what I'm saying, bro. I'm watching this
Worst Devil
beautiful
May Cry.
trailer.
Worst
I'm
Devil May Cry.
I'm watching this beautiful trailer of Monster Hunter Wilds, like with these diverse animals and this ecosystem, and it's just like, bro, where's that effort
It's the
with
team.
y'all all this stuff, bro?
It's the team. It's
It's
the
the
team.
team, and I think not for nothing. I think Capcom knows where they have to lay it on thick and where they don't, right? And I think you guys bring up Devil May Cry is actually a perfect comparison, right? So you go back to 2018, the last official big Monster Hunter game drops, sells better than everyone expected, including Monster Hunter fans, right? And I think Capcom realized, like, okay, we kind of went for broke with that game, and it paid off. because this is a less proven IP of having a huge track record in sales. Versus, granted, you guys are the exception when it comes to Devil May Cry fans, even if you guys are in the vocal minority. A lot of people just want to see Dante use his Devil Trigger, Virgil uses Devil Trigger for the trigger time.
No.
I'm telling you. I'm
That's
telling you.
wild.
So there's this idea of like you have this, yes, you have to put in effort, you do, but think of that, right? Think of the aspect of like, you tried this reboot of Devil May Cry, wasn't the best well received, despite it having solid mechanics, what may have you.
But we could have told you that.
Right. But now, if I'm the developer, and my brain is like, okay, all you really want is more of these characters. You don't even care how you get them. As incorrect as that may be, right? I don't agree with that. I think it's a foolish way to approach your IP. But I think they look at Devil May Cry that way, like, well, as long as we have Dante ripping apart his motorcycle and using to beat demons over the head with it, we got a winner. Versus Monster Hunter, where it's like, yeah, we had success, but it ain't out of here. So at the 10th point, it's like, we're going to give you a beautiful trailer. We're going to show you things you've never even shown you before within the Monster Hunter universe, because we want to make sure to get that return next year. But I guarantee you, give it maybe one more Monster Hunter, and you're going to get Devil May Cry levels of output. Because that's what's Capcom.
You listen, there's certain things Capcom can't do, otherwise they'll get in a sniper outside the headquarters. When I say sniper, they're sniping their own IPs. Because if, like, look at Street Fighter V, this was the first time we were going to see the end of Street Fighter, gentlemen. We were on the brink.
Right, but you
To
don't
the point
think that,
yeah.
Mm-hmm. But you don't think that was Capcom's own doing? Because if you remember the discourse back then, fans were like, hey, you can still save this game. Hey, I'll buy this game if you fix it. And they just doubled and tripled down on the foolishness. Like, I think if you look at the history of long-running gaming fans, bro, there's a lot of reasons why Capcom in certain circles is called Cap God. People worshipped the 90s Capcom IPs. They're just waiting for their savior to come back and win over the good graces. They don't take much. We're the outliers. We're the ones that's like, oh, no. Each time you gotta deliver, or I'm cooking you. The rest of them.
And at that note, I accept that your Eisenkaiba. I accept that Tim. I ain't gonna lie, Tim. You got a lot in common with the Volcano Hokage, dog. Because when Tim be bringing his logic, dog, you be like, dang, man, I actually ain't got no hope. You feel like, boy, and me, man. I don't know who would I be, man.
Definitely Akainu from One Piece, 1000%.
Akainu from One
Piece? Yeah, you picked the right admiral. You're like, justice by any means. Even if I gotta burn through my own men to get it, I need vengeance.
Listen, fam, because homie, listen, dog, because these things are not. Tim, we gotta make a video on Devil May Cry, bro. Let me know what's your time. We gotta make a video. No, we have to. We gotta collab, kid. We have to collab because you about to get Dragon's Dogma. You're gonna get heated. I'm telling you. I'm playing the game. Guess what type of quest they gave me, right? I'll find the Sphinx. The Sphinx is what they're highlighting in their trailer. Not to mention the enemy variety. Garbage. Horrific. You fight Goblin. It's just Goblin Slayer. It's just Goblin Slayer. That's all it is. You want to play Dragon's Dogma? Play Goblin Slayer. That Dula hand that they were showing you with the enemy, the headless, I fought that man one time. And he never showed up again. The quest, they have momentum, the quest build up. And I'm going to get back on topic real quick. But we have to do a video because it's like you're going to be so upset with... back to the quest. I get to the point to where the Sphinx tells me, gives me a whole bunch of riddles. The Sphinx tells me to go find his parents. How in the world are you supposed to know what his parents are? To the point where now you go into the Riftstone and you select a pawn. The pawn says Sphinx parents. I'm like, okay. You look, it's a Capcom made pawn. So okay, I got it. It's for this specific purpose. But I just thought, like, who in their minds would have known that? Second thing, she asked me to find where I found my first secret token. This is a collectible. Dragon's Dogma isn't, and I think because it's not the most obvious open world and there's so many paths, the frustration, and it's almost impossible to remember where exactly you found that first secret token. And I have 7 days in game to find it. After the 7 days, I don't get nothing. I can't fight the Sphinx. I can't do anything. The Sphinx flies off, and that's it. And I gotta wait for a new game plus to do it again. I'm not, yo, that's, nah, boy.
That's
I was
frustrating.
upset, frustrated. Now imagine, right? You're about to find your secret token, and then your pawn destroys everything in the city. Everything, yeah. So, so yeah, that mechanic was busted. My pawns, if they smelt somebody who had the dragon's thing, they was already. How dare you bust me? I'm out of it. Yeah, one of them was just saying, "Do you gotta run for everything, Arisen?" I say, "Oh, hold up." Had to take the knife, slit homegirl throat, throw her off the cliff. Yeah, man, you ain't gonna mess up my game. I'm trying to get to Final Fantasy, and I'm still on one. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. Like we could go on to the next thing, Tim. But like, we gotta work on that, man, because we gotta light
Well,
these people up.
I mean, well, I will. The last big one was one of the biggest reveals of the state of play. Astrobot, leveling up to become the new Sony character mascot, and honestly, I was sold.
No, man, listen. Can I speak before y'all even go? When the PlayStation 5 dropped, I went to my boy Jesse crib, and he said, "Yo, man, you gotta play this mini game that Sony dropped." I said, if Sony keeps this momentum, if they keep this momentum, because Astrobot did everything a platformer should bring you. It was therapeutic. I didn't feel because I'm this age that I shouldn't play it. It was very therapeutic. They made the systems like stages, the components in the PlayStation. You feel me? A stage. I thought that was beautiful. The way the boss choice, even playing the little mini games, I'm like, man, this is actually a very solid game. Even though it's a mini game and it's for free on your PlayStation 5. Like I said, man, this is actually an extremely well platformed game. It's fun. I'm at peace. I could just relax. This is the best vibe and atmosphere I think other games should model if they want to go for a platform. I don't have to do too much. And I was like, man, if they make this into a game, this is definitely gonna sell. This team right here, boom, lo and behold, I said, man, they got themselves a competitor. This game is gonna resonate with people because the atmosphere of the game, it's fun. Stuff makes sense to collect. You know?
Yes, like
It
because I'm even looking at the trailer again, bro. Like when I saw the Ape Escape character, I was like, bro, this is really setting me back to like those very hardcore platformer age, like Astrobot. Like that trailer was giving me the vibe of like damn, like Knack should have been good. It should have been good. Like it was a nice fantasy world, but it was just too hollow. But then if you just like give it a little bit fine more retuning, like this could be such a very playful but enjoyable experience. Even when I saw all the other mascot characters, they had Kratos, they had the character from Journey, Nathan Drake. I even saw a Ratchet and Clank version of it, and it's just like, bro, like how you said, like they're going from multiple worlds. There's a water stage, there's a desert stage, a snow stage, and you even saw Parappa in the little robotic form. I was like, bro, this is really giving me a lot of feels, man. And it goes, and then like I said, it goes to show you, like yes, like that Sony legacy character mascot still lives. Because we had a whole conversation about that. Like After they retired all the old men, and the redheaded heroines, it's like who are the mascots?
Right.
Even when there was one part where I saw a part he was doing like a paint gun, I was like, bro, that's Splatoon, but better.
Yeah.
I think that's a hit, man. If I had a son or daughter, what? Y'all don't need Mario. I play this. I mean, yeah, Mario is more iconic. I'm not getting like that, but I'm saying as far as a base, as far as if I were to teach you a martial art, like the groundings of that game, that right there, that I was like, man, this is gonna be a hit. If you were to swap it with any skin from any popular IP, you would still have a hit. You would have more of a hit because it's a recognizable name. But this is
Right.
this is gonna do something. Because
I
yeah,
think I think this is one of those things where, like, I hope this is a sign of Sony starting to figure out what they want to do. Right. I think part of the things that we've had, at least for Sony specifically, and Xbox has the same problem, right? Obviously to a larger degree, is that unlike Nintendo, Sony and Microsoft struggle with who they want their target audience to be. Right. They're like, well, we want to grow with our consumers, so we got to have a Kratos. We got to have an Aloy. We got to have a Nathan Drake, somebody who is ambiguously within the 30s to 40s range that can still get the job done. But it's also like, but you have to still put out that fishing rod to that younger generation. Tim can't be telling his nephew, one day I'll give you the controller to play Uncharted. So then it's like, yeah, I'm not point, it's like, well, no, I'll never pick up this as a controller. I gotta wait 10 years so I can play this game I've seen my uncle play. No, I was gonna play Mario Kart again. I think that there's room for both, and seeing the Astrobot trailer made me smile. Like, I hope this is a sign of things to come. Like, you can still have, like we said in the last pods, a division dedicated to this newer generation that still allows appreciation for the older generation. I talk about all
And
the time.
and it was also made by one of Sony's studios, one of their
Right.
multiple studios. And it goes back to the original point that I said at the beginning of this episode was, I'm just happy that I see something from these people. Like
Mm-hmm.
when you literally type in some PlayStation Studios, like, bro, like they got like almost like 15 studios, but then half of them are in like some weird hiatus, bro. Like Polyphony Digital, you already know they only just gonna release Gran Turismo and that's it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This Valkyrie Entertainment, they're responsible for the PC ports. Sucker Punch, we already know where that is. Sony Santa Monica, God of War has come to a conclusion, so you never know when you're gonna see them again. Sony San Diego, they're the only like yearly consistent one with the MLB series, but it's just like, but where are all these other people? Insomniac, we're still hoping, in spite of the leaks, like, hey, we want something.
man, I say wait for the next. For me, I think everybody should just line up for a rollout for the next console generation. Because
I mean,
They
but
can't
bro, I
do
mean,
that,
we
bro.
said that we said that last part, and then look what
yeah,
we got here.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they can't
So
do that. They can't. Imagine telling your shareholder that this console that you convinced them that we needed to undersell, because Sony has said multiple times that they charge less for the PS5 than they probably should have. Hey guys, we're just gonna wave the white flag. PS6 is on. We'll double down. You'll be the
P-
meme of you tossing at a glass window. There's no way. They're still trying to
yeah.
figure out how to get a return on their
Uh,
investment. Granted, I do feel like the PS5 in the annals of console history is realistically probably going to go down, look the same lines as the PS3, right? Where we had a lot of amazing games to the PS3, but it's not remembered as a particularly great console generation. I do think
yeah,
I can see the PS5 being that as well, but you still got to see it through. You got to see it through.
man,
You got to get the Spider-Man 2 DLC.
we took L's everywhere, man. Honestly, we took L's. That's Microsoft. El Fuerte L's. You
Mm-hmm.
feel me? Like L's. Cause we got all this power. Literally, we got Saiyans, but you know who's gonna get Kid Trunks and Goten to fight. You know, to learn and be as disciplined as Goku and Vegeta. Nah, man. Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel you.
I
Man.
hope it's I hope it's something that's just fine. Things to come out. It's one of those things where it's like you want to start to see some of these publishers kind of get it through their head about what needs to be done to maintain the fan base, right? So I think even when they're like, "Hey, EA is like, hey, we're bringing back college football," I'm like, "Huh? Well, that's interesting because it's only been regurgitating a Madden, which is more and more glitchy every year." And now you're releasing this gameplay trailer of college football. People have been asking for NCAA for literally a decade now. And it's like, hey, in the first gameplay trailer, it's not going to play 1-for-1 like Madden. Oh, okay. I see the wheels turning of like, you're listening to what the people say that they want. It's just, I hope there's some consistency. Because it's like for that release, then there's something else, right? For every Ubisoft Prince of Persia game that gets released, side-scrolling anime-inspired game, now you're like, here's this Black and Asian characters who may or may not have certain preferences that have nothing to do with the game, who are now setting a controversy because you're not playing up the aspect of, are we going from the historical accuracy or are we just trying to fit another certain quota? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's these moments where like, here's a point where you guys can, I feel like, and I'm tying this all to Astrobot, I promise. I feel like Astrobot's a sign of like, here's this moment where you guys can kind of pivot and reclaim a lot of the goodwill you've been squandering these past couple of years with your consumer base if you continue down this path. If we get another Ratchet and Clank before the PS5 ends, if we get this Spider-Man 2 DLC, if a Ghost of Tsushima 2 gets announced before the end of the PS5 life cycle, these to me are solid, smart decisions about your brand. I feel like, when it comes to Xbox, I'm sure we'll talk about Xbox more so in Games Fest, but I think that's the thing that has continued ultimately, even in the state of play, to allow a company like Nintendo to stand out more. Because one thing about Nintendo is whether you like it or not, you're going to get them games. You're going to get them games. They did not let the increased interest in Princess Peach from the Mario movie be squandered. Yeah, Princess Peach Showtime, a year later, ready to go.
That's true.
And we don't see that from Sony or Microsoft. We don't.
That's true.
AAA game budget time, man. Takes 4 years of your life, man.
But then that's where I also feel like what this state of play showed with some of the minor hits that were actually bigger hits. It was the fact that, all right, yes, we understand that AAA takes up too much time. It takes up too much development time. But then here is something that is close to home at a much better rate. And it still has a great impact on your gameplay experience. So, that has me thinking, well, you know what? Okay, we were talking about a drought earlier, but then maybe we should change our perspective. Like, all right, but maybe we should really, like, advance our palate, as they say, when you're tasting wine. Advance your palate. Like, let's play other things or let's look forward to other things. Like, for example, bro, that Astrobot is like, bro, I want it. I want it. Because it piqued the things that I was looking for, bro. It's like, wow, this fills a void. Like, he's a mascot now. This really fills a void. And then just all the Easter eggs that they had it, like when Kratos handed him the frost hammer, the frost axe, I was like, bro, I want it. I just want it. And it's like, and even like, other games that's coming out, like, for example, I'm very, very looking forward to Shadow Generations. Shadow side of the story. I'm really looking forward to that. Because, there's been a great solid momentum with Shadow, the character, and the multiple properties. So, like, yes, I do feel like we may be going through a AAA drought, but I do feel like now we're starting to see, like, no, there's other things available that we could really occupy ourselves with to really truly give it a chance, I would say.
Mhm. I would agree with that. I definitely agree with that. Again, my whole thing is I'll just see someone that said before. I hope they follow through. That's it.
And that's another reason why when I saw the the PvP trailer from one of the Sony studios, that's what came to my mind. This is something to fill a void. That is personally that a lot of people feel. Sony has been seeing like, yes, these PvP games have been doing real good in terms of subscription numbers because it's something so consistent and it's very addictive to people. Like, I seen people buy those new skins day one, $5, $10 here, and they don't complain because they know the foundation of it. Yeah, I'm here to spend money and then to enjoy. Upload it to Twitch, upload it to here and there. Let me get my subscribers up. And I feel like Sony wants to get deeper into that ecosystem. So yes, all right, we got one of our studios that like because they said that particular studio focuses on multiplayer games, and when you look up their bios, yeah, it's true. So okay, they were very strategic with it. They got a studio that focuses on multiplayer components. So of course, this particular product makes sense. Now, let's see how it works out in the long run. And I was like, yeah, like, you know what? That was a very smart move for Sony. So, like I said, bro, I gave them some credit with this state of play. I gave them some credit. When you really look at the strategy of certain things, it's like, you know what? I got to give it to you. That was very smart.
Okay. Enjoy what you think. It looks like you got some thoughts, bro.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest with you, man, I was hoping they would do like something with Bloodborne or something.
No.
I
No,
think they,
It's
I
not,
think that,
it's not a
I
priority
think,
right now.
bro, I think they just,
that's what I'm saying.
I
Like
think they should
that,
just
it
leave it.
just,
I think they should just leave it, bro. They
but
should
that's
just
what
Yeah.
the
leave it.
people are asking for.
Bro,
They got
like,
too many little fires to put out. Bloodborne not a
bro,
priority. It's chaos in these Sony streets, bro. They
Wow, I'm like, to me, it's exactly what we were complaining about with lore. Like, yo, this is what the people are asking for. We're not asking, just give them a 60 frames update. Like, people don't want to play. We're playing on the PS5. Just give us what, like, that's a lot easier to do than it is to give us a whole revamped Dragon's, Dark Souls, Demon
well, I
Souls,
mean,
remake. You know?
apparently it isn't because look at the other games that just had a simple 60 frames per update and it ends up crashing the game. There's something about
No,
that
that's
behind the
they.
scenes.
Those guys just don't know what they do. They got-
somewhere that's just getting lost in the mix. And like it
I
must not
was
be
I,
that easy,
I was hoping to see Bloodborne. Somebody, man, these leakers was wild, right? They said Resident Evil 9 for the show up. I said,
bro. They said that they're like Kingdom Hearts 4 is getting something. I'm like, yeah, no. I would have liked something Spider-Man related for sure.
yeah, okay.
yes.
What about Wolverine? Would you want to see something Wolverine
Too early.
related?
It's
Too
still
early.
too
Yes,
early.
yeah,
It's
After
still
that
too
that
early,
botch
bro.
leak, boy.
yeah.
Listen, if Wolverine shows up with a trailer to where Jean Grey look like Jean Bay or don't look like Jean Bay. Hey, if she look like Jim Bay, like, oh man, kid, get ready, man. They gonna crucify that thing. They throw their spirits and everything. And the gamers
It's
aren't
true.
playing, man.
Yeah,
Stellar
but
Blade had to revamp and it's not censored anymore, guys. Don't shoot us. Oh man, and then that pushback with Helldivers. That pushback for Helldivers? Wait, we gotta sign into what? On a PC? No, man. Ah! Yeah, Sony, hey. You can play Helldivers without signing in to our platform. But I mean, they have to do that. Like, you're buying the game from their store. You have to kind of sign in as,
right. But I
yeah,
think it goes back to the whole thing of like, what are you trying to establish here, right? Because if your whole thing is You're
How
having
far are you
these
gonna
games,
go?
right? You're having
Okay.
a hitting success right now. You didn't even market this game.
You didn't
You're
even care.
surprised by the
Yeah.
success. You didn't
It just
care.
dropped. It just dropped.
Let's not take this fortune of goodwill and squander it. Like, just let it be what it is.
Man, Helldivers is how we used to hire seasonals at Whole Food, man. Like that just Helldivers is supposed to be a seasonal. Like,
Right.
wait,
And
you
you're
still
like,
here?
yeah,
Wow.
yeah,
Well,
take it
yeah,
back
we
two
actually
days.
need
Yeah,
it.
look pretty
We just
good.
lost our two of our best cashiers quit. Oh man, nah,
No,
Helldivers
look
get you.
good.
Yeah, Helldivers. To me, I'm like, yo, Helldivers is this is the beginning of your online multiplayer presence. Truthfully,
Hmm. For this generation, for sure.
truthfully, it has everything you would want an ecosystem to have. People that love your game, they love the lore. Now you get people looking up for the lore. That lore is light. That's a Diet Coke lore. But it's good enough because the world's fun enough. You guys now you have these alien factions. Variety, man. So the next Helldivers, who knows? If we're fighting fake Destiny awoken characters, that's fire. More power to
Mm.
the game. More power to the game. I want this game and this team to be successful, and I wish them the best. But yeah, I get what you're saying, Tim. I personally just thought I wanted to see a little bit more, or I was expecting to. But with what I saw, for me it spoke to me more because I liked everything. I liked enough of the games. I liked
Mm.
Astrobot. I liked the games from Korea that they were featured there. And I was like, man, this is from Silent Hill. I'm never playing a Silent Hill game. That's as far as I go with horror. Can't do it. I won't do it.
Let me ask this quick question in closing.
Go ahead.
If next week, when summer, or I guess technically this week, when Summer Games
Yeah.
Fest rolls out, and Jeff Keighley walks out and shows you a bunch of Sony exclusive games getting additional content, DLC, trailers, and what have you, do you walk back your opinion on the state of play?
That'll be. I mean, for what IPs?
Pick one.
Pick one.
Pick one.
I'm expecting to get Stellar Blade, even if I don't have the game yet. I would see Stellar Blade DLC announced or something. Maybe not that. Maybe it's too soon for this one.
A little too soon.
Yeah.
If we see a Final Fantasy, Dirge of Cerberus, but not Dirge of Cerberus. Dirge of Cerberus in the Final Fantasy
Nah,
Rebirth.
too early.
Mm.
Too
Too
early.
early? Okay, that's still
Mm-hmm.
too early. Okay. Um,
Let's
what
just
else is
say,
up?
okay, let's just say, for example, you see a Ghost of Tsushima 2 teaser trailer and officially a Spider-Man 2 DLC rollout. Do you walk
Man,
back your opinion on state of play?
I'm nervous, bro. Cause what are you gonna show me in the DLC for Spider-Man?
Well,
Carnage.
apparently the Beetle.
Everybody dead. You feel me?
The Beetle.
The Beetle. Okay, if you could make it better than not Web of Shadows, Ultimate Spider-Man,
Ultimate Spider-Man. Yeah.
I'll take it. I'll take it. If he don't look better, I'm gonna be mad. He gotta look better than homie. He has to look better than that version. Cause that version of the Beetle,
Top tier. Yeah. But I'm just asking, right? Because I think
Ghost
that's
of
the other part
Tsushima,
of like,
Ghost of
there's been,
Tsushima.
I've seen some discourse where like people are like, I think this is also the first year we're starting to feel the effects of no E3, right? Because a lot of these companies still rely on E3 to like really drop their bangers. And now it's like, if you don't see their bangers at a state of play or a Nintendo Direct or, whatever Xbox rolls out, you're just like, this is garbage. Like versus a multi-day event where you can kind of spoon feed the people, have a grand, rollout, Imagine Dragons and
So that makes me want to ask you a question. You think we're gonna get an E3 back? Cause it's showing,
no.
man. No, it's done. This is
It's
it.
done.
Something similar to it is definitely necessary. I think it's going to be unfair to have Summer Games Fest carry the bulk of that weight. I think we're going to need something else to kind of split that big announcement because we're seeing that post-COVID, these showcases that are getting online are not getting it done. Like Tim said, you'll be at home chilling on your couch at 8 o'clock at night. It's like Sony will drop a link. Xbox will drop a link. Hey, tomorrow noon, be there. running an hour live stream.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
yeah,
bro,
it's just like,
no.
ew, no, yeah,
No.
no build up, no
Yeah.
reveal, and then when we finally see your product and we punch it in the face, you're like, what? The people didn't like this?
Right. They didn't react the way we wanted them to. It's like, well, you ever heard of this little thing called
I,
hype or
I was filing
anticipation?
my I was filing my taxes, by the way, and you guys interrupted me.
Yeah. So I'm curious, like, what do we now use as like the landmark of like, a state of play is not a PlayStation Showcase, right? They made that clear. The showcase carried a little more weight than a state of play. But given the way that we see media nowadays, it's just like, well, where do I taper my expectations? Where do I
Mhm.
what's the thing I need to look forward to? Like, no, this is the big one. Summer Game
Mm.
Fest? Is that where I put my stock?
E3 got to come back, man, because it's just like no, because the social aspect of E3 was just more than that. It has to, because like this digital stuff is not cutting it. Nobody would set like even like it's just not cutting it, man. Like it's not cutting it. Like a digital girlfriend, no.
Um,
You know what I'm saying?
it's weird.
No, no.
It's weird because they you could tell that they're trying to save money for other things, especially like I said, the economic aspect is a part. Bro, you need a whole orchestra. You need to hire actors. You need to hire do this, and do that. Where you could just do a pre-recorded vlog and just post it at a certain time. But then
Ah, don't do
look
that,
at it,
man.
and then look at this aspect. Sony still technically has an exhibition because remember they bought Evo, so that's technically owned by them. So you do have a big summer festival to look forward to, because when you look at it, fighting games and the esports, leagues behind it, they hold so much weight. And then even now, Sony hosts tournaments straight from the PS5. They send you the little PlayStation blog link, like, hey, if you want to play for this game, and it's for multiple games. They do more stuff for FIFA, other sports titles. So, like, it goes back to what I said earlier. Them purchasing Evo and them like really pushing themselves into the multiplayer space of like esports. Like, they're trying to dominate this particular aspect of their PlayStation ecosystem. So that's why, like I said, bro, they trying to take these subscribers to the next level, bro. They really are.
No, I mean, to be honest with you, you would think that with all the rise of fighting games, Microsoft would be working on a Killer Instinct. But after I saw that video from Maximilian, I'm not. Listen, guys, that Summer Games Fest, I just want Naruto to do the same thing. Call that Rikage and call back homie Asura and call Harashima and just please just hit the HQ of wherever these people are thinking, cause dog, the stuff I'm like, yo, there's no way my niece could run Microsoft better than these guys. Because there's things that just don't make sense, man. So personally, man, um,
We'll
I'll
find out this
just
week.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we'll
And then
find out this week.
these Xbox YouTubers that I used to follow, I just can't follow. The copium is too much, man. Too much copium, and like they're just not honest, man. Because I'm like, yo, y'all boys, you realize we just first person shooters all day. Like how Japan portrays us in anime, we're exactly doing that with Microsoft. with all these first person shooter games, like we have no variety of anything. Like, but you guys like Nintendo. Y'all don't have anything Nintendo worthy for people to stay on y'all platform. So what you keep quoting Nintendo for? Go, yeah, we love Nintendo. Like, oh, that's great. Where's your Nintendo like game? Yeah, I don't know, man. Um, if they drop Gears of War, is it gonna have the same flair that it had? Cause Xbox doesn't work unless it got Spike TV running through his veins. That's what the Xbox was built off of.
Hmm.
It wasn't this uh noggin or Nickelodeon that they're trying to turn the Nickelodeon box now, because it's just not trying to the marketing is just What is it? Here
To
at
be honest,
Xbox, we want you to play the game. No, here at Xbox, we want you to play games. Like Sony's just Sony. You know what I'm saying? They kind of like, without trying to define themselves in the sense of appeasing to people and being personalities, they wind up taking shape
you know what I think the
all
issue
on its
is
own, you
is
know?
I think the issue is like Xbox, like, and it goes back to the graphic that Ant did with Simpsons with their systems. Like, I do feel like Xbox is really like
Dog,
on the
I
border.
felt that alone gave us 70,000 views.
Like I
I was
I
hot, dog.
I legit
Hurt.
feel, well, overall, I genuinely feel like as Xbox is being fizzled out, especially due to the fact that when you look at the demographics of the world, is a very westernized system, where Sony and Nintendo basically have a strong enough presence on both sides of the hemisphere. And it's just that's just the reality of it, bro.
But even with that, like, okay, if that's like, I'm like, you guys are losing because you guys don't try to bridge. You guys, and then when you guys don't try to bridge, and y'all not even good at your own home. And the reason why y'all not good at your own home is because y'all keep doing y'all marketing is not edgy like America is. Y'all trying to give us this neutered or
Mm,
soft version that just not gonna work. Most of
yes,
your
sir.
audience are very rigid. I'm not saying we like the kids shouldn't be playing Call of Duty. They just shouldn't be playing Call of Duty. Parents, they're not. If you're 17, yes, put on the screen headset and hear whatever you need to hear. But you're trying to temper people. Like, look at the commercials. Look at the Xbox. It was green and black. Now it's white and green. Hey, we're the company. It's like I feel like they're trying to be cool versus just be yourself. Like, stop trying to be like just be. A lot of the games that were very successful were games that they weren't afraid to be. Now you have all this. The reason why the diversity hire, the DIE, hurts a lot of these games because they tend to disrupt the flow or the creativity of, like, you can have diversity, but the way you're doing it is almost in a way where it's how do I say,
You're pandering. You're
it's
not.
you're pandering, and you're not doing it in an honest way to the point where you have to disrespect a demographic in order to uplift another demographic.
Mm,
Like, that
yeah.
doesn't we there's okay, we're functional human beings that we don't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? And then you don't have to lose your creative identity in doing so. Just be. If I don't like said character in the game, I'm not gonna play it. I didn't play Assassin's Creed Greek, whatever. I didn't have a problem with the characters. I just wasn't interested. Am I a bad person? No. You know what I'm saying? Or does it make the game bad? I think Odyssey was cool with certain aspects, but I'm tired of Assassin's Creed. And now y'all want to
Sure.
finally do one in Japan, but y'all don't have any idea. Like, listen, y'all, this Assassin's Creed that y'all dropping, y'all needed to take y'all time because y'all have to go against that heavyweight. And if you're not gonna even try to fight them, I don't even want to play it.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I got y'all sidetracked or if I was making sense, but like, I think
No, it
just
makes
Xbox
sense.
just doesn't have the identity. Xbox was built off of Edge. It's called the Xbox. Give it a different name now, because you know what I'm saying. It just doesn't. It just give it a different name now. Like, I'm not really expecting anything from them. Gears of War show up. It's gonna be Gears of War. What, Barbie? It's not what I remember Gears of War to be. Halo needs a reboot, man. They need writers on. Y'all fire the guy who helped make Halo story wise get better. Y'all let him go. So
Okay.
I'm not
Okay.
really looking forward to anything, man. I'm gonna hope that Seven Paths Naruto show up and just nuke the whole thing and be done with it. And be done with it. I rather I rather Senator Armstrong come back and run Xbox, or I'll be happy. I'm like, yo, at least we gonna get something. Well, we'll have these games done by any means, the American way. Yeah, Sundowner, a CEO. Jeff Stu Sam coming there with the specs. Let's do it, man. I'd rather that, dog.
Well, I guess we'll all see before the end of this week with Summer Games Fest what these publishers and companies have to offer, and whether our greatest fears are realized or calm down a little bit. But with that being said, fellas, once again, thank you for joining me for another episode. As always, people who listen to us and tune into us, thank you so much for your feedback. Please make sure to like, subscribe.
Yes, subscribe, engage, talk to us, tell us what we can improve, tell us what we should do, tell us what you'd like to hear. We're here for you.
Yes, love to hear from you guys. We try to make an effort to respond in the comments when we can. And yeah, that's our show for the evening. So I am Antonio the Gamer, a Super SSS Rank, Mikkel Smith. This is the Press Start Select podcast. Until next time.